Okay, I want you to picture this. You're gliding through a massive airport or a huge college campus, and you're completely free. No heavy bags digging into your shoulder, no exhaustion from a mile-long walk. Today, we are looking at a concept from a company called Tech Rocks that could literally change how we move and what we have to carry.
So, what's the plan? First, we're going to talk about the problem, the daily grind this tech is trying to solve. Then, we'll get into the two-part solution, a smart porter for all your stuff, and a personal chariot for, well, you. After that, we'll see how they cleverly integrate with your car. And finally, we'll zoom out and ask what this all means for the future of just getting around.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're trying to juggle a laptop bag, a suitcase, maybe a couple of shopping bags, all while navigating a crowded train station or a long city block. It's more than just annoying, it's physically draining. And that is the exact friction point this whole system is designed to just erase. Seriously, just think about the last trip you took. How much of your brain power and actual physical energy was just spent managing your things, wrestling with bags, figuring out the walking route? I mean, what if you could get all of that time and energy back for things that actually matter?
So what's the solution? Well, TechRock's answer isn't just a single gadget. It's a whole unified ecosystem for personal mobility they're calling the G2 vision. And you can think of G2 as in like the second generation of this kind of forward-thinking technology.
The company behind this is Tech Rocks, and their big idea is actually pretty simple, but it's also kind of revolutionary. They want to completely separate the job of carrying your things from the job of carrying you. The whole goal is to make both of those things completely effortless. So what does that buzzword ecosystem really mean in this case? It means these aren't just two separate gadgets that you happen to own. Nope, they're built from the ground up to talk to each other and work in perfect sync. It creates this totally seamless travel experience where each device makes the other one better. And here they are. These are the original concept sketches that show the two main pillars of the system. Over on the left, you've got the G2 Follow Me Trolley, that's your personal porter, and on the right, the G2 Personal Transport Assistant, or PET for short, which is basically your own personal chariot. All right, let's break down the first half of this dynamic duo. TechRox actually calls this idea the universal personal porter, and when you see what it does, you'll totally get why. So, meet the G2 trolley. The whole concept is beautifully simple. It follows you all on its own, so you can walk around completely hands-free. Just think of it like your own little robot porter, quietly and efficiently taking care of your bags, so you can actually focus on where you're going. Now, the real magic is in the technology. The trolley pairs up with your phone. Then it uses a mix of proximity sensors and a camera to create this kind of virtual leash, following you safely even through a crowd. And for total peace of mind, it has built-in GPS and anti-theft security, so you always know where your stuff is. Okay, so your luggage is taken care of. It's following you around like a loyal puppy. But what about you? This is where the second part of the ecosystem kicks in, turning what would have been a long, tiring walk into a smooth, easy ride. And this is the G2 Personal Transport Assistant, the PAT. It's an autonomous driving platform that you just stand on. It's your personal, hands-free chariot designed to just glide you to your destination while you get to enjoy the ride. So how does it know where to go? Simple. You just set a destination using the GPS on your phone. From there, a whole bunch of sensors are constantly scanning for obstacles and to avoid collisions, making sure the journey is safe. It's even got a real-time camera feed for an extra layer of awareness. And maybe one of the coolest features, when you're done riding, it folds up so you can just carry it or stow it away. Now look. These two devices are pretty impressive all on their own, but the real genius, the thing that makes the G2 ecosystem so special, is how they integrate, not just with each other, but with your car. Right, because your journey doesn't end at the curb, does it? The real game changer here is bridging that gap. It creates this perfectly seamless transition from riding on the sidewalk to driving in your car, connecting every single part of your trip into one continuous, easy flow. And this is how that slick handover works. When you get to your car, both the trolley and the PAT line themselves up at the back. Then they autonomously slide into a dedicated internal space in your boot, where they lock onto a special mount. The boot then closes right on top of them, keeping them totally out of sight and safe inside the car. So once they're tucked away in there, the benefits are huge. First off, they're charging automatically, so they're always ready for the next part of your trip. Second, you can still track them with GPS.
And maybe most importantly, because they're stored inside your car, not on some external rack, they are completely secure from thieves and protected from bad weather. So let's wrap this up by just zooming out and thinking about the bigger picture here. This isn't really about a couple of cool gadgets. It's a peek into a future where the way we move around is just fundamentally easier. If there's one thing you take away from all this, it's that powerful central idea. It's the vision of a future where you can navigate a crazy airport, a huge campus, or a busy city completely unburdened by the weight of your own stuff. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a system like this really takes off and becomes common, could it actually change our daily lives, how we design our buildings, and the entire experience of travel itself? It is a pretty wild thought.